Ready?
They should make
It is the night
They should make an
show.
iPad a phone. You can hold it.
That's true. I know. I was thinking about that. Okay, here we go. Welcome. You're listening to the Best of Investing on Talk 910. You know our show. It's where we present valuable information about real estate, the financial markets, and other economic business of the day. And for those of you listening for the first time, here's our format. A few guys sitting around a bar having drinks without the drinks, talking business with you, the audience listening in. I'm your host, Edward Brown. I'm pleased to have as my co-host Mark Hunt of Pacific Private Money, California's fastest growing private mortgage lender. Kathryn Harris, CPA. She's the smart one here. She's the CPA.
I am.
Of Parati and
Should
Parati.
know that.
And Robert Schiff of RPM Mortgage. Our phone number is 888-912-1190. Write that number down, 888-912-1190, because you're going to use that number to answer the trivia questions for 3 vacations given away during each commercial break. That's right, we're giving away 9 vacations during this show. Now, the vacations are not sponsored by the radio station, but by Lighthouse Resort and Marina, which is located 1 hour northeast of San Francisco. And the vacations are free. Their only request, a $75 cleaning fee to cover housekeeping expenses. Their website is lighthouse4fun.com. You can reach them at 916-777-5511. And today's trivia theme is Elton John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
do this.
So you can do that. All right. I know Kathryn said, come on, Edward, you got to come up with questions that I know. And our website is bestofinvesting.com. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube by typing Best of Investing Radio Show. We're also on TV. You can find us anywhere there. Okay, real quick little plug here for the Russian River Adventures in Healdsburg. I don't know if you've ever kayaked down the Russian River.
Absolutely. It's great.
It's great. It's class 1, so you can kind of go down with your family.
There's no rapids.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Water's warm.
It actually was.
Did you swim?
No, but what happens is it feeds in. The water feeds in from another area, so it's warm and it gets cool. But we needed the cool water because, in fact, I made my daughter get out of the boat and push it. No, I didn't make her. She wanted to. But we had a lot of fun. Check them out at RussianRiverAdventures.com. It's a lot of fun. It's very reasonably priced. And even for those people who have bad backs, it doesn't hurt. So check them out. Kathryn, we did Rochambeau ahead of time. You won, so you get to start off because you got a lot of good stuff for us.
Wonderful. I actually brought quite a few articles in today. A lot of it had to do with just the current market, the real estate market. That just seems to be the biggest conversation piece that's in the news that I'm talking about with my friends and family at home. 2 articles. One spoke about how nearly half the homes purchased in July were purchased with cash 100%.
Is that nationwide or locally? Or?
I think
Stop me. I think it's nationwide.
That's an amazing statistic.
Half of the homes purchased were
Yeah, that's nationwide. That's a nationwide
The total,
article.
it was 40% of all sales of residential properties were purchased with cash.
Which probably means they were bought by investors.
Probably. That was
Probably
about
means
30%
that the
before.
investors think that there's a long way to go in the market and it's still way below market value, or else they wouldn't be buying it, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But then does it show does it deceive what is the growth in the market right now? Everyone says that our economy is growing and home prices are going up and sales of homes are going up, but the composition of those sales have changed significantly. And though those are investors who are buying it, they have to turn around and have somebody who can live in that home. There's going to be more renters.
Either there's still enough leeway that they think they can buy it for cash and rent it out and have cash flow, or they're going to get the cash from Mark and
Yes.
Hard money loan.
Hard money loan,
Yeah.
and think that they're going to recarpet and paint and make a fortune because their
Flippers.
friends have done it in the last couple of years.
They
or,
call him Flipper.
yeah, I don't know that the market, at least locally, I don't think the market has a lot of leeway to do that. Maybe disagree, Mark.
Well, I think that the point of the article and what I think is disconcerting about 40% of transactions being in cash is that it's not sustainable. The health and the health of the real estate market and a continuing healthy, growing real estate market relies on the readily available capital, right? Inexpensive, easy to qualify for money.
A healthy middle class that can buy
Right.
property
And so
to live in.
not necessarily the 2005 money where anybody could fog a mirror could buy real estate, but you need to be able to use leverage. And that 40%, that those cash buyers, they're not going to be there long. I mean, that's going to run out soon. And so I guess one of the points of the article, as I'm looking at it, is really that if you're resorting to cash, it's because it's easier to buy with cash than with financing. And if that's the case, if it's getting harder and harder, if with all these new regulations are making it really difficult to buy homes using conventional financing, that's worrisome for a healthy, consistently appreciating real estate market going forward.
And you also said it that there is only limited amount of demand for cash sales. There's not that many individuals who can purchase homes with 100% cash. And to have a healthy economy, you have to have people, middle class, owning homes, living in those homes, and have those homes appreciate slowly over time. And that's just not what the composition is of the home sales in the last year, 2 years.
It would be interesting to delve into those statistics and see, because my experience has been there's some cash sales, and the reason they're cash sales is they want the property, and the second it closes, they go out and get a refinance for 75 or 80% of the property value, and that was their plan from the get-go. And the reason they did an all-cash sale is so they could get a quick close and beat out other bidders. But they knew they had the wherewithal to somehow get the cash, whether it was paying the fee to go to a hard money lender or family or whatever, and knew that within 30 days they would have about 75 to 80% of it back in whoever's pocket it came from initially.
Well, it's interesting. There's an article here fairly recently, last couple of days, that says pending home sales fall amid higher mortgage rates.
Yeah, that's true. That's after an incredibly strong spring and summer market. Now we're going into fall in the fourth quarter, looking at maybe that's tempering a bit, slowing down a bit, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because people were wondering about the froth in the market and 20%, 25%, sometimes 30% appreciation year over year. Signs are indicating that maybe we're stabilizing a little bit.
At best, I mean, when the interest rates went up overnight almost 1%, when the Fed said they were going to take their foot off the gas, which everyone had been saying they should do, and then they said, well, we may take our foot off the gas and not have a QE3 and a QE4 and QE5.
We may take our foot off the gas.
Yeah, and they said we're not going to put our foot on the brakes. We're just going to ease up on the gas, which everybody should
freaks
do.
out.
For the listening
Everybody
audience,
freaked out, and immediately the interest rates went up 1%.
okay, well, what did they go from what to what?
They went from on a 30-year conforming vanilla loan was like 3.5, 3.6,
Okay.
and that went up to almost
It's
4.5, 4.6, and now it's stabilized at that at best, and it's even crept up higher. And
I thought it was going to go
like,
down a little bit. We were talking a few weeks back, you and I, Robert, about that 1% jump was
Yeah,
probably just a reaction.
You're reminding me of that.
Yeah. Well, no, I would.
Everybody,
I would think that.
because
I
it
think
did
it was
slow the market
emotional.
down, and it was a detriment to the growth of the real estate market, which is such a big part of trying to get the economy out of what do you call it?
Doldrums?
Recession or doldrums.
Recession.
Yeah, that's the slow session.
Yes.
Okay.
But the rates are there, and we can talk about it later.
Money's
but
still cheap. We're just spoiled.
There are regulations coming in January which will make it harder to qualify for loans.
We'll talk about that in the next.
For
Yeah,
our own
yes,
protection,
because
of course.
when we come back, we've got some very interesting email questions for our panelists here. Okay, the theme, we're going to the first commercial break. Here's the trivia question. Again, the theme is Elton John. The song Pinball Wizard was released on what soundtrack? Hint, think of the group The Who. The first three callers with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. You're shaking your head. I thought you knew all these questions. You'll never know. You will for sure know the next two questions. I guarantee it. Their website is lighthouse4fun.com. Call 888-912-1190. That's 888-912-1190 to answer this question. The song Pinball Wizard was released on what soundtrack? Which, by the way, I think Elton John sang it better, but The Who played the instruments better.
Yep.
Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. 888-912-1190. Make sure to include your name, your email address, speak slowly, and spell out your email letter one letter at a time. Don't forget that, please. And don't touch that dial, because the best of investing. We'll be right back. Okay. Oh,
He's
Mark
a
knows
pinball
that.
wizard.
Sounds like you know it.
Oh, yeah. I do. It was the first rock opera.
That's right. With Anne Margaret is in that.
You know it?
You remember that?
No.
We'll let Mark answer it then.
What were you gonna say?
Greece.
No.
Grease?
Hey.
No, not
Robert's too old and Catherine's too young. You have to be
Yeah,
just
that's
right,
right.
in the middle
That's
to
right.
like, you got to be 50 to know that one.
Okay, let's get the years.
31.
31.
Oh, God, August is
What
still
is the
here.
word that doesn't exist? You can tell me height.
That's right. Height. There's no such word as height. There's
Height.
height.
What's the height?
No.
I use
It's
that word all the
height.
time.
I know.
What's the height?
And it's
I
It's
can't
from
believe
the-
I'm speaking incorrectly. I thought I
it's from the Department of the
wife had-
Redundancy Department.
washed my mouth out of all those wrong words I used to use.
Are there redundancies?
Redundancies, yeah, not redundancies, redundancies.
Like irregardless.
Exactly.
Not a word.
That's right.
Probably the one that's most
Did you just
misused.
read that Yahoo article? That's what it was. It said 5 like most.
No, that'd be a good one.
Yeah,
It's cold as hell. Wait, hold on. How does that?
Yes.
Cold as hell?
So irregardless is one. What's another one?
I remember that.
No, no.
I think it was cold as hell.
Okay.
You can see it.
That's good.
Like that? I can do it on my eye, but that gets a little gross. Okay.
We're going right into email time.
Yeah, good.
All right.
Welcome back to the Best of Investing. I am Edward Brown, your host, along with Mark Hahn, Kathryn Harris, and Robert Shipp. When we cut to the first commercial break, we asked this trivia question. And again, the theme is Elton John. The song Pinball Wizard was released on what soundtrack? And the only one here who isn't too old or too young to remember is Mark.
Tommy.
Tommy! That is correct, with Anne Margaret.
Tommy, can you hear me?
That's right, yeah, exactly. And Roger Daltrey played the blind, deaf, dumb, and blind kid.
Deaf, dumb, and black
That's
kid.
where it came from.
Pinball wizard.
Exactly.
Never would have guessed.
Never would have guessed that. Okay.
Nor did
We got some very interesting emails here. We're gonna start right. We're just gonna go down the line. Mark, what is the advantage to me, the investor, of going in your fund versus an individual deed of trust?
Okay, for listeners, my name is Mark Hanf. I'm broker and president of Pacific Private Money. We are a private money / hard money lender in the Bay Area. We make loans to real estate investors. And we fund those loans with private individual capital. So if you're someone out there who's looking to make, say, 8% or more on your savings or IRA accounts, it's very easy to do and can be done very safely and securely by making your money available to fund real estate secured loans. And we do it two ways. We either we provide two products. One is individual notes, sometimes called private lending or trust deed investing, where you would actually choose to fund a specific loan to a specific borrower on specific property here in the Bay Area. Again, that's known as trust deed investing. The second one is investing in a mortgage pool fund, where you write a check to the fund, and the fund manager makes the loans. And without getting into a long dissertation of the pros and cons between mortgage pool funds and trust deed investments, the benefit, I think, was the question saying what's the benefit of a fund versus an individual note?
Yeah, let's see. What is the advantage to me, the investor, of going in your fund versus an
Got it.
individual
Okay,
deed of
just want to
trust?
make sure I understood the question correctly. So, there's several advantages to a mortgage pool fund versus an individual note. And one of the biggest ones right now is that trust deed investing or private lending has become so popular in the last couple of years that I virtually have too many investors who prefer the individual notes. And so we actually created our mortgage pool fund this year to address the dilemma that people were calling me virtually daily going, how do I get in on your investments? And the reality of it is I have about 50 regular clients already who've been taking the vast majority of my individual notes. And And so we created the mortgage pool fund to allow people to be able to invest in the fund and start earning money at around what right now is paying about 8.5%. And we as the fund managers, we do the underwriting, we fund the loans. And so what we tell our fund investors is that the fund gets the first look at all the loans that come through our brokerage. And we're funding about 5 loans per week on average. So there's a lot of product there, more than the fund can handle. The fund's not large enough yet to be able to handle all of our deal flow, but we cherry pick the best loans. So again, the advantages, and again, there's more, and I can give you more information if you want by giving me a call at my office. Pacific Private Money is located in Marin County, and I can be reached at 415-883-2150. That's 415-883-2150, or visit my website at pacificprivatemoney.com, and I can give you, I think I wrote a little blog about 15 reasons why you might consider investing in a mortgage pool fund versus an individual trustee.
So if this guy came up to you and slipped you 20 and said, put me at the top of the list, that wouldn't do it, would it?
It might take another 0.
Maybe 2.
If he slipped you a $200 bill.
Yeah, that's what I would think it would have to be.
But both are great investments. Individual trustees and mortgage pool funds are worth investigating. I don't know of a better way to consistently earn, nearly double-digit rates, sometimes 8, 9, oftentimes 10% on your money. Other than
Backed by real estate.
Backed by real estate, yeah. Mortgage investing, it's called trustee investing and mortgage investing.
Mark, if you invest in one note, you're investing in that note, and you expect to receive the timely payments from the client. If you invest in the mortgage fund, is there sometimes when there's more money in the fund that has been lent out, and if so, how does that affect the interest rate that you get on the returns?
Well, one of the goals of the fund manager is to make sure there's not too much cash in the fund. And because we have such a steady deal flow, that's usually not an issue. In fact, if anything right now, I don't have enough liquidity at any given moment to handle all the best deals or to fund all the best deals. So that's why we're doing in our office both. We're actually funding probably more loans right now with individual investors than we are with the fund. That will change over time as our fund grows. But still, even those 2 or 3 per week that we fund with individual investors, there's probably 15 or 20 that want to get into that loan. So for every 1 loan I fund with an individual investor, there might be 5 or 10 others who were liquid and would have had they had the opportunity.
And that's the problem.
That's the problem.
If they're liquid,
There's a lot of
they're saying they're
competition.
earning 0.0001%, so by the time they get that individual note or get an individual note, their rate of return is a lot lower than what they're earning.
And then as they get paid off, they have to get in line.
Exactly. That's
Right, it's not like stocks. I mean, you can always buy stocks. You can always buy bonds and mutual funds. There's such liquidity, and it's easy to trade for that. But of course, it's stocks, and I'm not a big fan personally of stocks. And trustee investments are such a compelling investment opportunity where you can earn 8% or more. But there's a very finite product, and it is difficult to get in on it. Which is why the mortgage pool product provides, I think, a very compelling alternative for you.
And if you invest in the fund, is there a period in which you need to keep your money in the fund? Or?
Yeah, every fund has a minimum investment period. Some are 1, 2, 3, even 5 years. In fact, I've seen funds that are 7 years. We pick 2 years for ours because I happen to know from experience that my average investor prefers about a 2-year term. So 12 being a little bit on the short side and 5 being definitely too long. So we have a 24-month period where if you redeem your money in less than 24 months, there's a early withdrawal charge. Otherwise, it's a no-load investment going in and going out if you leave it in there for at least 2 years.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay, Kathryn, we have an email for you since you are quite the CPA expert here.
I hope so.
I hope so. Okay. I got my real estate taxes lowered, congratulations to this person, and received a refund from the county. Do I have to declare that as income?
Like many things in taxes in the tax world, it depends.
Nah, you sound like an attorney.
Very much so. It's amazing. I would imagine if you're in California, if you're locally in the Bay Area, most likely, because usually your property taxes and your interest that you pay on your principal residence, and you have other items that qualify for Schedule A deduction. So you are itemizing your deductions. So So if that's the case, if you were to get a refund, I'm sorry to say you're gonna have to report it.
Okay.
Just as if you had a refund from your state taxes. It does.
Oh,
there's other rules that follow AMT, but we won't go into that. But it does. If you did not itemize though, free money.
Still better to pay taxes on money that you get than not pay taxes because you didn't get the money.
Correct. That's like saying I don't want to win the lottery because I don't
Yes.
want to pay taxes.
People have a hard time realizing it. Sometimes it's a good thing that you got a tax bill for
$100,000.
$100,000.
Yeah, it's funny.
There's a reason.
I know, but sometimes people say, "Yeah, I don't want more money," because it's going to push me in a higher tax bracket, but they don't realize it's
Well, then you can
progressive.
gift it to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do counties issue you a 1099, do you know, for tax refunds?
You know what? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I
I would
think
be
so.
surprised
You're on
if
the
they
honor
were.
system.
So you're on the honor system. Well,
Yes.
a lot of tax paying and tax reporting is the honor system, right?
That is true.
That is very true.
Yeah, and if you deposit it and the IRS audits you for whatever reason, they can say, "Where did this money come from?"
Well, that's the risk you take.
Then
right?
it's
If you
the
don't
honor. Then
report
it's
it,
the
right?
honor farm.
Yes, indeed. Or worse.
Yeah, or worse. So, Kathryn, since you are quite the tax expert CPA person on our show, the only one on our show who is like that, I'm sure the audience has other questions they want to
Sure.
bother you with. No, I'm just kidding.
If anyone had a question, just to understand the tax laws and
Yeah.
what's applicable to them and what could be benefit, deciding between investments, etc., I can be reached at 415-461-8500. I work with Parati & Crod CPAs. We are a firm also located in Marin County, and we help full service. We help individuals, we help corporations, we help individuals who have estates, nonprofits as well. Across the board.
What was the number again?
415-461-8500.
And how do, let's say somebody is listening to the show and they want to call you, do you charge them right away or do you give any free consultation?
Free consultations. Just looking over someone's tax return and getting an understanding of what concerns you have, free. I mean, sit down and talk to me and express your concerns. Let me listen and we can go over it and see whether it's a good fit or not, and we walk away not owing me a
Like
penny.
it's like a psychiatrist,
Yes.
I mean, really, let's understand
Financial
what's going.
psychiatry.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's very good.
Well, it's overbearing. It's very scary getting a notice from the IRS or from the FTB that they want to look at something that you have, and you already feel guilty, even though you may have not done anything wrong.
Now, if IRS, FTB, what if they get a alert from the FBI? No, that's different. Okay.
That's somebody else's.
That's somebody else's territory. Okay, but it's kind of nice.
Roberts.
Yeah, Roberts. Yeah. Parati & Crod, though, that's kind of nice. It's full service, so it's not just tax returns.
We help with bookkeeping. If there's an individual who has a small business who needs some assistance in bookkeeping, we also do audit work and test work. If somebody has any reporting requirements to their bank, or if they have a nonprofit that has reporting requirements to the state.
Okay, then they can give you a call and find out what your rates are for
Yes.
doing all that, because you can only give so much free advice out.
Yes. Generally speaking, that's on that first time.
Okay, we're going to cut to our second commercial break here. When we come back, we've got a very interesting email for Robert that the audience you won't want to miss, because I'm sure that 80%, 82.4% in fact, of people out there probably have had this question that they've always wanted to ask their either mortgage broker or bank. So we're going to cut to the second commercial break, and here's the trivia question again. The theme is Elton John. Candle in the Wind was about the life of what beautiful woman? Now that one you know, right?
I do.
Okay. All right. The first three callers with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Their website is lighthouse4fun.com. Call 888-912-1190. That's 888-912-1190 to answer this question. Elton John's song "Candle in the Wind" was about the life of what beautiful woman? Of course, personally, I didn't think she was that beautiful, but that's just my own personal opinion. Call I have high standards, Call 888-912-1190. Make sure to include your name, your email address. Speak slowly. Spell out your email one letter at a time. Don't touch that dial, because the best of investing. We'll be right back with a very interesting email for Robert. That'll keep them excited.
Yes.
Minnie Mouse.
Minnie Mouse.
I didn't either, especially.
I know, I
Minnie
didn't.
Mouse.
No.
I didn't think she didn't do anything for me.
She was incredibly attractive. There's a big difference between attraction and beauty. And
I think she.
I think
Lady
she-
Gaga,
profile
she's
of the
very
beauty
attractive,
of the
but
40s and the
she's
50s.
She's
kind of
like
hard
Jennifer
to look
Aniston
at. She doesn't have
to
makeup
me.
on.
She's getting older, but I thought Jennifer Aniston is
Beautiful, attractive.
yeah, she's got that je ne sais quoi.
It's called brunette.
I don't know what that means, but it's French, so it's got to be good. Well, I like
That's what it
blondes, but you know,
You guys see the video of Miley Cyrus twerking?
Yeah.
I just
What is
did.
twerking?
Twerking?
Yeah, that's how I figured out
I
that
saw the
now
video.
old.
We watched it at our office, and we just were all like vomiting in our mouths a little bit. It was just
Well,
so.
what
It's
is
not even
that?
that. What about her tongue sticking out? Like
It
more
was
than
so
anything, I'm like, what
gross.
are
What
you
is
doing?
twerking?
Just
you go
a
see
vile
space.
dance.
You
Really obscene.
It was
Oh.
simulated.
So here's this
Having
person
sex
that
type thing?
Yes.
little girls grew up admiring,
Hannah
and
Montana,
she's
yes.
now 22 years old. She goes on the MTV Video Music Awards and does the most disgusting
That was live.
dance I've ever
I
seen.
don't know if it was live or not, but
It
they
was an
definitely.
award show.
It was
yes.
a award show. Yeah, it was
Wasn't
like
such
the
a
Grammys.
And
Yeah,
it's one that's not watched by people. under-
horrible.
It's watched by
I
children
can
when
outdo
they're
Madonna.
teenagers.
So.
That's what they. Yeah. It's always everyone's always trying to outdo
No, I was
the other.
amazed. I was ready for it when I saw it. It was still
It was just gross to watch.
not very pleasant. I didn't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
But there we
I don't
are.
get what she was trying to accomplish.
Well, I was
Just trying to be,
Impress.
you know,
It's more,
Shocking.
what are you doing?
Shock value.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Gangster
Trying
rap,
way
gangster
too
rap.
hard.
Gangster rap.
That wasn't gangster rap though.
Or just file
It was
rap.
gang rap.
It was saran wrap.
All right.
Okay, there we go. Welcome back to the Best of Investing. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Mark Hahn, Kathryn Harris, CPA, and Robert Schiff. When we cut to the second commercial break, we asked this trivia question again. The theme is Elton John. The song "Candle in the Wind" was the life about what beautiful woman? Now, Kathryn, you know the answer to this.
I do, Princess Diana.
No.
No way, that's not it. That's so embarrassing.
that was the reversion, whatever you
Oh,
remade.
that's what I thought it was. There we go. I was wrong.
Marilyn Monroe.
No way.
Yes.
The original version was about.
I got it wrong.
That's right. Listen to the words and
You
know
You were
you're
just
dancing
too
on-
young.
But
Apparently, this is so embarrassing.
Okay,
that
now,
one. I should
she's-
have double checked it.
Well, we like to tease Kathryn because she is young, but she will definitely, I guarantee this one.
Really?
The next question you 100% have to.
I'll try it.
Especially
The
if you have
pressure's on.
kids. The
That
pressure's
tells
on.
you I don't know everything. There's
Yeah,
always
that's
something for me to learn.
Just most things and only the important things.
That's right. Okay. Robert, now I've been teasing the audience with this very important question that an email that a listener came up with. I would like to refinance. Can I choose my appraiser, or at least from among the authorized appraisers? That's a great question.
That's a good question, and as in CPA land and mortgage land, the answer almost always is depends. And this is one of the times when the answer is not depends. As of the Dodd-Frank laws being passed, they decided that one of the reasons that the mortgage industry crashed was because there was collusion between appraisers and the banks and the mortgage brokers. Falsifying appraisals, which was done significantly. And the way they made that break was that the bankers or the mortgage bankers or loan agents no longer have the capability of hiring an appraiser. They choose a bank they're going to go to, and that bank has an affiliated appraisal company, and they send the order to the appraisal company. That company randomly chooses an appraiser on their list to do the appraisal. Supposedly someone that's knowledgeable about the area where the appraisal
Supposedly.
is.
Supposedly, yeah.
So there is no choice. Now, when someone's applying for a loan, if they get a call from an appraiser and they have some knowledge that that specific appraiser is not one that they want to use, they can go back to the company and say, we don't want to use that person. We had a deal recently, or I heard of a deal recently, where someone was refinancing and they got called and a certain appraiser said, I'm going to be the appraiser, and they rejected that appraiser because that appraiser had recently done appraisals for their neighbor's house, and they Well,
came in
the
a lot
appraisal,
lower.
Didn't like the value.
The
Yeah.
appraisal was way below what it should have been, and so they happened to, at that point, say, no, I don't want that appraiser. But when they hired someone else, the appraisal probably wasn't gonna change significantly.
And do the prices change? I mean, can you ask the appraiser, like, let's say we're going to use
The
X,
cost-
Y,
You negotiate a
the
price.
cost.
The
Thank you.
cost, the appraiser is hired by the company, and the company charges a fee, and the company collects the fee and pays part of the fee to the appraiser.
And probably part of
And
Dodd-Frank,
the
too.
outcome of that is that the clients end up paying more than they used to, the appraisers get less than they used to.
Because
And
of that
companies-
middleman.
Because of
Yes.
an extra middleman.
Yes.
Now, you talked about the reason that this was put in place was because
Collusion.
the collusion, but it sounds like the bank is still working with an affiliated organization, so isn't there the pressure to produce the appropriate results?
The pressure is to produce the appropriate results. Everybody is so terrified of doing something that smacks in any way of favoritism or collusion, any way that they'll go out of their way to make sure that appraisal is not going to reflect anything
Not
when
get
it's
influenced.
brought up for review.
Okay,
Because the
but
appraiser could lose their license and the company that hires them could go on probation. There's such oversight, but they're afraid of the oversight from the,
well, okay. So now let's say because if I understand, they appraisers put it on what they call a bulletin or something. They basic because not all appraisers are approved by the bank.
No, well, yeah, the bank has a company that they go to, usually or often affiliated with the bank, but it's a separate company that's an appraisal company. And if an appraiser wants to be able to do business with that company, they have to apply and show their work and get accepted.
I wonder.
for it.
I have not heard of any collusion. But gee, whenever there's money to be made, you just kind of wonder between the appraisers and that middleman company and the bank.
I'm
Well,
sure.
you said the bank is the one who decides what company you go to.
No,
So-
the banks have, any bank, if it's a big bank like Wells Fargo, they probably have a subsidiary of Wells Fargo, not to name names, it's
But
an
then
appraisal
it-
company.
that
If it's a
inherently
mortgage bank,
has its conflict right there.
if it's a mortgage bank like RPM, there's a separate company they send the order to, and that separate company chooses an appraisal.
They should just let the mortgage broker decide, do the appraisal.
Nah. It's difficult. One of the problems is that the client ends up paying more.
Yeah, but you would think that even if there's, let's say, a list of 30 approved appraisers, that even within the approved one, that maybe the borrower should be able to pick. You know what I mean? Because it's not like they're saying, yeah, my brother-in-law's an appraiser, and here he is. It's within the pool.
The second the
It's a
borrower
pinnacle,
can pick, then there's a reason to pick him instead of someone else.
Cheaper.
There may be
Knows the area better.
$20 bill in the pocket. or
Yeah,
whatever.
let's face it, as a borrower, you got, I got this guy, I know this appraiser who's really good. Well,
Yeah.
why do you think he's good? Because he comes
He's
up
high
with really
appraisal.
high values. Yeah, of
He
course.
only looks at the north side of the building. Put the tarp on the south side
Yeah.
of the building.
Yeah.
Yes. So no, you don't have a choice in hiring your appraiser. You have
Not
a choice
anymore.
of going to a bank or a mortgage bank or wherever you want to for the loan. But once you choose what bank you're going to go to for the loan, you don't have any choice of hiring
So
your appraiser.
you, RPM Mortgage, I say you, are in the same position as conventional banks, or like Wells Fargo or Bank of America when it comes to appraisers.
When this started coming down, RPM saw what was happening, and we said, let's find a company that we're going to work with, and any of the appraisers that we've been used to using and like, tell them to go apply to this company, so that within the company that we use, hopefully there's a handful of appraisers that we know over the years to be honest and reputable,
So
that.
let's say there's 10 appraisers. How does the middle company decide which appraiser is going to do it?
I don't know whether
Time,
it's
maybe.
random
Yeah.
or if it's an appraisal, for instance, we're in Marin County, if it's an appraisal in Tiburon or in Point Reyes or
Somewhere in Red.
ranch in
I imagine
Nicasio,
there's some software that does some statistics exactly.
they'll
Who's
choose somebody
familiar.
who's familiar with that,
Well, that would be nice because I know
which
somebody's-
is good.
Yeah, that part of it's good. That's fair enough. Now, Barb, we want to give you a little plug here too, because RPM does a pretty darn good job with loans. you're an independent broker. I mean, you work for RPM.
I'm an agent. I have my license with RPM Mortgage.
You've
We're
been doing this for a long
bank.
time.
I've been doing it for 20 years.
Okay, so you want to. To me, you want to deal with somebody who's not just fresh out of high school. You know what?
Yes,
doing this, so.
and RPM has been a mortgage bank for most of us 20 years. They were a mortgage broker beforehand, and they are now at the level that they're one of the top 10 or 15 mortgage banks in the country.
Okay, and there's a reason for that. So how do people get a hold of you?
They can go to RPM's website and look for me at the website, Robert Schiff, or they can always call my cell phone at 415-515-1941.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We're going to cut to our third and final commercial trivia question break. Before we do, we had a special trivia contest where the winner, this is the special trivia contest where the winner is going to get a night stay at the Glen Ellen Inn. So let me first read this nice little plug for them. A trip to the beautiful Sonoma wine country is all about enjoying delicious garden, fresh foods, drinking amazing small production wines, and most of all, relaxing with the one you love. And the perfect spot to do all three, the Glen Ellen Inn, located in the heart of the Sonoma Valley. I don't know if you've ever been there, but the food is very, very good. And they also have secret cottages, which are just steps away. So stay the night and enjoy your own private fireplace, jacuzzi tub, oversized shower for a truly romantic getaway. GlenEllenInn.com. Here is the question. Where is the #1 place to lose your cell phone? Now, here are the rules. You need to email Edward at bestofinvesting.com by midnight tonight, the answer. And next week, we'll randomly choose from among the correct answers and read it out on the air. And only first time this winner. So if you've ever won a prize on Best Investing, I'm sorry you can't win this one.
What was that question again?
I'm not going to tell you. What's my favorite color? No. Where is the #1 place to lose your cell phone?
Awesome.
Okay. And when we come
Las
back, Las Vegas, yeah. When we come back, we got a few things that we want to cover that were sort of interesting. I got a little quote here from Mark Zuckerberg. Ever heard of him? And a little something about fast food workers planning a strike in the Bay Area. I thought that was kind of interesting to talk about.
So.
Say it isn't so, Joe. Okay, here's the third and final trivia question, which we absolutely guarantee 100% that Kathryn will know the answer to. Again, the theme is Elton
Not
John.
on the spot at all.
Maybe I'll have to sing it for
if
you.
I get it wrong, I'm
No, you'll get it
0
right.
for 3
Okay.
today.
What movie featured songs such as "Can You Feel the Love Tonight"? I like to sing the whole thing. And "Circle of Life." Do you know this one?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have
When we come to the
I've
commercial
got
break,
about
we're gonna
1
remember.
minute to
You got
think
1
about
minute
it.
to decide. Okay, a couple minutes. The first 3 callers with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Their website is lighthouse4fun.com. Call 888-912-1190. That's 888-912-1190 to answer this question. What movie featured songs such as "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" and "Circle of Life"? Make sure to include your name and your email address. Speak slowly. Spell out your email 1 letter at a time. Don't touch that dial because when we come back, we got a few fun things to cover. Now you got it?
Took me a minute.
Yeah.
Can you tell?
How old are your kids?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
5 and 1.
They know this movie.
Yeah,
I
you
just
have
want-
to
you know
have
what?
watched this thing
I
10,
do- oh my
20
God.
times.
No, it's a good movie.
I was just going, I don't know what I was doing. I wasn't thinking. I have a tendency to be like,
See, I'm a real romantic at heart. So when Simba looks up at
oh wait, what? No, I'm just kidding. I
when she
It's
looks,
a
and
really
she's
good
got
movie.
those, she's got those eyes like that. You have to do
Who
that.
plays that character?
Scar.
Jeremy Jeremy
Oh.
Irons.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Life's not
Life's
fair.
not fair. It's good.
I was wondering, I'm thinking that might be the opening line. It's just like dangling little mouse.
Yes, that's right. That's what it is. Oh,
Someone
he
comes
gave
in
her
and
some
says, "Stop
hands."
playing with your food."
Oh, but I got it with Simba. But I actually did know it before, which is wonderful.
I like the hyenas. They're funny.
Is it all him singing? Are those all? No.
Well, those two
I got
songs,
song.
yeah.
Yes, that's what I was because there's another Disney or
Oh.
Pixar one that's all his. So you got me stuck thinking it was that one.
Oh.
First. Yes, it's
It's
all.
not Toy Story.
No.
What? It's all one person?
It's all Elton John songs. I can't. It's really cute.
Okay, let me figure this
I
out.
know what Romeo and Juliet.
7.8.
Romeo?
7.4.
I didn't see that one. Thirty is the new 40?
Yes.
Oh, 30 is the new 40 and 40 is the new jobless. Oh, that's the Zuckerberg quote. there.
Yes. Okay, we've got 9 minutes.
Old
there,
people
folks.
suck, he said.
Yes.
So I talked to a friend
Really?
of mine.
No,
A
yes.
friend of mine
Might as
today
well
whose
have
kids
said
are
that.
all
Yeah.
in college, and I said, so
Old
you're
people are
becoming an empty
stupid.
nester. And he said, one would hope that they've all moved back in. So that's what's happening.
That's right.
How we doing?
9 minutes. Ready? Yep. Here we go. Welcome back to the Best of Investing. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Mark Hahn, Kathryn Harris, and Robert Jipp. When we cut to the third commercial break, we asked this trivia question: what Elton John movie featured songs such as "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" and "Circle of Life"? And Kathryn,
The Lion King.
The Lion King. And Mark, hold on. How does the movie start?
Life's not fair.
Very good, Scar. That was excellent.
Very good.
Okay, let's see. All right, Mark Zuckerberg. There's an article that talked about 30 is the new 40 and 40 is the new jobless. So Mark Zuckerberg says here, I want to stress the importance of being young and technical. It says young people are just smarter. And it says he may not own a car. Sure, he owns a skateboard, but it's probably got diamonds and everything. We may not own a car. We may not have family. Simplicity in life allows you to focus on what's important. Is he telling you that family is not important?
I'm
That's what he
curious to
said.
see what he's
It
trying to
allows
allude
you to focus on what's important. Is that what
Yeah,
he
and
said?
yeah,
That
exactly.
is amazing.
Isn't that incredible? And so
That's
the little-
fairly
What does that say about his wife?
indicative and inviting.
That's right. He did get married, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the point being that you hire young people to work in your technology company because they don't have families and they don't have a lot of stuff happening in their life.
And
So
you'll make sure that
they
it
can
stays
focus,
that way.
work
Yeah,
60
yes.
hours, 80
Yes.
hours,
Yes.
100 hours
Yes.
a week, and then when they're 30,
Forced sterilization.
kick 'em
I mean,
out
what's
the
he gonna
street.
do?
Yes.
I mean, what it says here, after the comment here by the writer of the article says, like it says, focus on life, what's important. Yeah, like working around the clock 7 days a week on an app development, coding, and web design, jobs in the strongest demand in the changing technical
Right,
world.
that'll make millions for the
Sounds
owners
awesome.
and shareholders and not for the person actually writing that code.
Of course, but they get paid minimum wage at least, don't they?
I believe they get paid maybe double minimum wage.
Yeah. Now during
Which, whether that gets you very far in Silicon Valley or not, is a different question.
that's true, and
It doesn't buy you a house, that's for sure.
Well, now
Minimum wage plus stock options.
well, yeah, that could be worth a lot.
That's true.
Now during tax season, CPAs do put in those extra hours, but that's for a short period. They're not working 24/7.
Yes, I mean, like in any industry, when it's expected that during some periods of time, or when a deadline comes up, that for you to work extra hours and to put the time in, that's just the commitment you have. But to expect somebody to give up their life for years
Yeah.
and defer a number of milestones for years, I am surprised by that. I mean, even my
would
firm,
think
I would
that a
love
lot of the young people are not giving up other things. They enjoy working on applications and doing what they're doing, or they better appear as if they do to keep their job.
Well, maybe you just appear because I mean, what's that do to society? Not very
And
good.
what does it say about job discrimination, whether it's overt or covert in that arena? And of course, the technology industry is probably one of the largest employers right now in the Bay Area between San Francisco and Silicon Valley.
The kid who sold Tumblr was 13 and 14 years old when he was creating this company that he had. He would
Well, he
would
had
do it
family.
online.
Oh, but that was mom and dad,
Yes,
not
yeah, it was mom and dad. He would do it online, and finally, his investors came from Hong Kong and Japan. They couldn't believe that was the kid that
By
was
young
doing
kid.
it. Yeah, so that's the ethos now. If you're 13, you're already too old.
Yeah.
Over the hill.
Well, talking about the discrimination, like you were mentioning. Before it used to be okay in the old days discriminating against women. and then discriminating against, maybe age or people or women being pregnant or something. Now you get discriminated if you have a family? I mean, come on.
Can't work hard enough.
Okay, and Kathryn mentioned about, we were talking about minimum wage and all that. So there was an article a couple of days ago that says fast food workers plan strike around Bay Area. And this person for the North Bay Labor Council, whatever that means, said the minimum wage needs to increase. $15 per hour is a good start. Now,
That's amazing.
that's a little.
What's that going to do to my 99-cent burger?
Well, according to the fast food,
It'll stay 99 cents, but there won't be meat in there.
Yes.
The fast food industry says that raising it to $15 an hour would drive the cost up by 1/3, deterring consumers and resulting in layoffs. So
But you can't get a hamburger from China cheaper.
See, that's the difference.
Stop.
Yes, right.
Very
For
true.
fast food industry is actually
Yes.
very thriving. I don't know. I mean, it would hurt the most people who don't make a lot of money. Obviously, who's the biggest consumer of fast food, and then those 99-cent burgers are people below the 50% earning income.
Well, that's a good point. That it's not only hurting the fact that they're going to have to lay off some employees, because they said most restaurants are franchises. These kind of fast food ones are franchises that operate like small businesses with a profit margin of only about 5% or less. So you start raising the cost. I mean, I would think that employee wages is one of the major costs of a restaurant.
That and inventory, food.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you double one of your major costs, it's going to have a huge impact on your bottom line. In addition to that, I'm kind of curious to see what's the meaning of why they want an increase in minimum wage. What does that mean? Is that just because they need to pay for health insurance? What's actually going to happen for them? Curious.
They're going to make more money.
I think where the minimum wage is significantly less compared to what it was 10 years ago and the dollar value 10 years ago. I think the minimum wage has not gone up with the cost of development.
Yeah, but some things have. Yeah, but like TVs have come down in price. Cell phones came down in price. So maybe
Minimum
housing
wage
went
should
up.
go down in price.
Well, yeah, that one's always kind of tough going down. You can't go down, Robert.
Well,
Yeah, but that's a
right
huge
to work
increase,
states that
though.
it could go down.
I mean, you're talking about only about a 90% increase because they're, right now, let's see, it's
Was that the
$8 an hour.
Is that the state minimum wage? Is 8?
State minimum wage is 8, and the nation is $7.25. So
Yes, that is a huge.
And what would it take to earn enough to not be under the poverty level?
I can't remember what the poverty level is right now. Is it 14,000 a year? No, because that'd be less than
I say
minimum
it
wage.
In Marin, it's under 200,000 a year.
Okay, any last comments by our panel here? Our intelligent panel?
Well, in January, there are going to be a bunch of changes in the mortgage industry that will affect people borrowing money, and it will be more difficult to qualify for mortgages than it currently is.
Which is good for
We'll go
Mark.
into that at another time.
Yeah.
It's
So-
very interesting the way it's coming down.
So if you haven't refinanced and you just completely missed the 3% rate,
Then you can wait
do
and
it
miss
now,
it again.
right?
Yes.
Or if you're looking to buy a home, it might be easier to buy it before January 1st.
Definitely will be easier to finance.
I'm guessing that today's audience, that we have a whole bunch more people listening than normal. You know why? Because the Bay Bridge is
That's right. They're
out.
stuck in traffic. Going,
Yeah.
And they're not going to Tahoe because of the smoke.
They're going, wow.
No.
Yeah,
AM
that's
radio.
right. Is it Tahoe and Reno, or is it Tahoe and Reno, or is it just Reno?
It's definitely Tahoe. I know.
Oh,
two
I knew it was
people
definitely
that,
Reno.
Came back because they just couldn't
Oh
stand the
no,
smell.
I know
So
someone's
much for
going
hot
up
August
there.
nights.
Oh no.
Change the plans.
That's not going to be too much fun. Okay,
Sorry, guys.
here are our thoughts for today. Politicians and diapers have one thing in common. They should be changed regularly and for the same reason. I like that. And my mom told me that I need to eat more greens, so of course me with my sugar habit, I ate all of the 4-leaf clover marshmallows out of Lucky Charms cereal. That didn't quite cut it. She said, no, that doesn't work. Okay, tune in next week to the Best of Investing. We're going to be giving away 9 more free vacations for answering trivia questions. And by the way, Kathryn, do you let your kids do that? Eat all the Lucky Charms?
No, actually, before she eats them, I take half the marshmallows out.
And eat them yourself?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. That's what
I'm
you
an
do.
adult, though. I can make that choice.
That's what I do with
There
the
you
kids with the Halloween candy.
Yeah.
It's not good for you. In fact, when the ice cream truck the ding, the bells go, I said that means they're out of ice cream. Okay, thanks for listening. On behalf of our team, I'm Edward Brown, wishing you the best of investing. So long.